皆様、本日は
Thank you all very much for coming this morning. We would like to now begin the 7th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and the Pacific, ISAP. In opening this session, we would like to have some opening remarks from distinguished speakers. I would like to first of all introduce the Chairman of the Board of Directors from Institute for Global Environmental Strategies, Mr. Hamanaka. The floor is yours. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hamanaka, the Chairman of the Board of Directors from IGES, the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies. On behalf of IGES and the co-organizer, UNU-IAS, the United Nations University Institute for the Advanced Study of Sustainability, allow me to speak in opening the session. Thank you all very much for coming to the ISAP2015, the 7th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and the Pacific. Mr. Shoichiro Seki, Counselor of Global Environment Bureau of Ministry of Environment, Mr. Shinya Yoshikawa, Vice Governor of Kanagawa Prefecture, the keynote speaker, Mr. Jeffrey Sachs, Director of the Earth Institute of Columbia University, Mr. Thierry Dana, Ambassador of France to Japan, Professor Yoriko Kawaguchi, Meiji Institute for Global Affairs of Meiji University, Mr. Rintaro Tamaki, Deputy Secretary General of the Organizations for Economic Cooperation and Development, and all the presenters and participants, thank you very much for coming. IGES and UNU-IAS welcome you to Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture. We also had tremendous support from United Nations Environment Program, United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, Asian Development Bank, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and National Institute for Environmental Studies in organizing this forum. On top of that, we are supported by Ministry of Environment, Kanagawa Prefecture, Hyogo Prefecture, Yokohama City, Kawasaki City, Kitakyushu City, JICA Japan, International Cooperation Agency, and many more organizations and groups. I once again extend my gratitude to all of your unfailing support. IGES is aiming for the sustainable development in Asia and Pacific region by conducting pragmatic and innovative policy studies so that the effective recommendations can be delivered. Our mission is to be instrumental in policy makings by setting ourselves to be the change agent that promotes transition to sustainable society, thus working in collaboration with multiple stakeholders. ISAP is the forum to discuss challenges with experts, international organizations, municipalities, and industries that Asia-Pacific region faces toward transition to sustainable society. As a result, information, knowledge, and its means are shared by promoting cooperation. And it started back in 2009, and it's the 7th this time. Now, this ISAP is themed Solutions for Change, Forging Multi-Stakeholder Partnerships Towards 2030. Therefore, there will be two key themes: Sustainable Development Goals, so-called the SDGs, and the climate change. This year is the important year in which milestones related to these themes will be decided, so it's a prime opportunity to host this forum at this time of year. In fact, the final session on SDGs in the context of post-2015 development agenda had started in New York last week. 17 goals, 169 targets are proposed to be finalized, aiming for the adoption at the United Nations Summit in September. In the third international conference on Financing for Development, which took place in Addis Ababa between July 13th to 16th, finance, technology, capacity development, science innovation, so-called the importance of means of implementation was recognized in order to execute SDGs. This resulted as an agreement of Addis Ababa Action Agenda setting future milestones. Followed by this opening session, Mr. Sachs will give us the keynote speech. And in the plenary session 1, our research outcome of reports related to the implementation of SDGs will be presented so as to discuss the prospects and perspectives of SDGs. Also, in order to implement SDGs here in Japan, the launch of Sustainable Solutions Network, SDSN Japan, is planned and is going to take a central core role down the road in the future. On the other hand, in order to transition to low-carbon society, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP21, will be held in Paris in December 2015, which relates to the Convention on Climate Change beyond 2020. Each country is already moving to set INDCs, the intended nationally determined contributions, as a tool to set the emissions reduction target. The INDCs of those countries, together with the organizational capabilities, are tested whether the world will be able to develop a roadmap towards low carbon and resilient future. In plenary session 2, we will present analytical results and discuss how to solicit an aspiring agreement towards COP21 by promoting climate change measures so that we could share a message for COP21 to come. In plenary session 3, we will discuss how China, Korea, Japan can contribute towards global low-carbon economy by sharing policies, knowledge, and lessons learned by their government and various policies and experiences that the municipalities have, and to share this globally, which would contribute greatly in promoting towards the low-carbon society. Now, in implementing measures for climate change and SDGs, both has to be in complementary relationship and cannot be done independently. Both has to be done in a comprehensive manner. SDGs cannot be achieved in full unless serious consequences are avoided. Therefore, effective approach is inevitable in the field of energy, land use, agriculture, urbanization, and infrastructure development. Tomorrow, we have plenary session 4. The discussion there will be how climate change and SDGs could be connected. In order to achieve such a complicated target, multifaceted views are extremely important. The cross-border collaboration between countries and regions of different levels will be essential, and joint implementation with various partners will be effective as well. In the parallel session, specific issues will be discussed deeper to seek for practical and innovative solutions. Our given time is limited to 2 days. However, we prepared as diverse sessions as possibly could. I encourage you to actively participate to seek solutions that would propel the transportation. And I hope that this forum will be beneficial to all of you. And I hope this ISAP will help promote such discussion. In closing, I would like to once again send my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who's here for the session. Thank you very much. Mr. Professor Hamanaka, thank you very much for those words. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Yoshikawa, who's the Vice Governor of Kanagawa Prefecture. The floor is yours. 皆様おはようございます。私は吉川真嗣と申します。神奈川県の副知事を務めております。
プリフェクチャー。本日は第7回持続可能なアジア太平洋に関する国際フォーラム ISAP。
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am so delighted to see all the experts and distinguished guests who came from all around the world, such as United States and Asia Pacific regions, for the 7th International Forum for Sustainable Asia and Pacific, the ISAP 2015. It's the 7th forum, and I'm so honored to be able to host such a grand event here in Kanagawa. On behalf of the 9 million citizens, I welcome all of you. As you may all know, that IGES is an international organization, and through innovative policy research, they contribute greatly to improve environments in Asia-Pacific region, where population is on the rise along with rapid economic growth. As a local municipality, I'm counting on their important role going forward to promote international studies in the field of environment. Now, in 1992, Kanagawa Prefecture participated as a local government in UNCED, the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, so-called the Earth Summit. In reflection from that conference, we launched Kanagawa Global Environment Protection Promotion Conference with the members of citizens, corporate sector, NPOs, and administrators, and adopted the local agenda called Agenda 21 Kanagawa for the first time here in Japan. The chair of this conference is Mr. Hamanaka of IGES, who had just gave the opening remarks, and he is so instrumental to us in promoting environmental protection here in Kanagawa Prefecture. In the Kanagawa Smart Energy Plan, formulated in April 2014, highest target is set, which is by 2030, 45% of annual power consumption be generated from distributed power source. We'll aim to build new energy systems that are locally produced and consumed, and introduce distributed power source such as renewable energy like photovoltaic power generation and gas cogeneration. Kanagawa will lead Smart Energy Initiative and target for sustainable society. I see many people from abroad. There are places to visit other than here, Yokohama. There's Hakone and also Kamakura for you to visit. Now, in Hakone, due to some volcanic activity recently observed, 1 kilometer radius from the Owaku Dan event is set as a no entry zone, but there are other areas where it's full of beautiful nature, and various events is going to take place as scheduled, where various people from all around Japan would come and visit. I would like you to also visit this place, Hakone, if your time allows. I hope that this forum will forge the network amongst participants after discussing on various topics, sharing multifaceted views. And I'm expecting that this forum will trigger further discussion going forward for the sustainable development in the future Asia-Pacific region. In closing, I'd like to wish for your continued success and development, and hope that ISAP will play an important role in this international conference aiming for the sustainable Asia-Pacific. And I would like to wish for the continuous success and your visit here to Yokohama. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, Mr. Yoshikawa. Well, we were supposed to have the visit of Mr. Soichiro Seki, who's the Counselor of Global Environment Bureau, Ministry of Environment. However, due to other engagement, he was not able to come. Therefore, with this, we would like to conclude the opening session.